I think that I have come to a harsh conclusion, one that I'm not forcing, it's just where my heart has landed after all of this time. In this video, I'm going to share my personal take on the entire Elder Scrolls 6 situation. Now, I just want to say that it doesn't matter if you don't agree with some of the games that are grabbing my attention more than the Elder Scrolls 6, that is up to your own preference. But hopefully, what you will take from this video is how I have actually come to this conclusion personally, like I imagine so many of you have already. And that conclusion for me is that my excitement for this game is just fading, and it's fading faster and faster every month that goes on. And I'm just sat here wondering, when will be that day that I wake up and I just do not care about this whatsoever, to a point where I'm just completely disconnected from it. Now, I am holding out hope, or I was holding out hope, clinging to that 2018 teaser, believing that Bethesda would eventually give us something concrete about this game. But after the recent Xbox Games showcase, where they completely disregarded the Elder Scrolls 6 talk again, giving us absolutely nothing other than Indiana Jones DLC, a Fallout 76 fishing update, and just more Elder Scrolls Online content, that hope has just started to slip even further away. Now, as a long-time fan of Elder Scrolls, and I suppose the Bethesda games, this realization has been tough, but it is driven by what I've actually seen from Bethesda and other companies lately. Now, in this video, I'm going to dive into 3 key points: why Bethesda's latest showcase has left me disappointed, how other devs are treating their fans better with their projects that I can actually trust, and my own journey as excitement for the Elder Scrolls 6 fades. Now, if you're feeling the same or want to challenge my take, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe, and let's get into it. So I want to start with the Xbox Game Showcase, which wrapped up earlier today as of recording the video, and Bethesda's complete silence on the Elder Scrolls 6. Now, every year this event is hyped as a major opportunity for big reveals, with gamers all across the world tuning in to see what Microsoft and partners had in store. Now, the showcase actually started really well. New trailers, gameplay demos, and announcements, but for those of us eagerly waiting any crumb of news about the Elder Scrolls 6, it was just another letdown. Now, from Bethesda's point of view, they didn't mention it once. They turned the spotlight to some other projects. While those updates were interesting, they left me feeling a bit more disconnected from the game I've been waiting for since 2018. Now, the strange thing about it is, going into this showcase, I wasn't holding my breath for a full reveal or anything, in fact. Bethesda has been upfront that Elder Scrolls 6 is still years away, with Starfield and other things taking priority. And that knowing of not going to see anything Elder Scrolls 6 related going into this event sort of made me had this realization to make this video in the first place. And that was the unfortunate reality that I don't care if the Elder Scrolls 6 gets mentioned in this showcase. So what did Bethesda actually focus on instead? Well, they first showcased Indiana Jones and the Great Circle, The Order of Giants, a new DLC for last year's action-adventure hit. Fallout 76 had a fishing update, and as well as that then, the Elder Scrolls Online had some more content highlighted, some new zones, quests, and features to try and keep that MMO thriving. This time, seeing them lean into Indiana Jones DLC, Fallout 76 fishing, and this Elder Scrolls Online expansions instead of even a progress update on Elder Scrolls 6 chipped away at my excitement even further. And like I said, I wasn't expecting that full announcement today, but the complete absence of Elder Scrolls 6 paired with the focus on these other titles just pushed me even more to realize how my interest has faded over time. It's not just about this one event, however, it is a cumulative effect of waiting with no end in sight, and it is starting to wear me down as a fan. I want to compare that to how other companies have been handling their audiences, and why it is actually making me question why I should even be excited for the Elder Scrolls 6. Now, I know CD Projekt Red isn't everyone's cup of tea, but they are mine. They were one of my favourite dev studios, and also they have made 2 of my favourite games of all time. Now, if you look, for example, with CD Projekt Red and Cyberpunk 2077, after a rough launch in 2020 that left that game in a completely tough spot, they've turned it around with a commitment to their fans that is very hard to ignore. They have rolled out major updates like the 2.0 patch in 2023, which overhauled their entire perk system, added vehicle combat, and there's more updates to come even when they said there would be no more in the future. They just keep on adding and giving to fans. Now, they've actually just announced another new patch for June 26, set to hit all platforms, and there's rumours that more quests that will be added actually being made by Virtuous, who made the Oblivion Remastered, which I'm going to touch on soon. As well as that, CDPR are very transparent about their missteps. They apologised for the launch and followed through with content like Phantom Liberty, which sold over 5 million copies in its first year. Unlike Bethesda, where if you give them any sort of criticism, they go around and say that no, you're actually wrong, CDPR understood the fans' frustration and took it into account, and that is all I can ask for as a consumer of their product. Now, to quickly touch on the Oblivion Remaster, I can imagine at least one of you is thinking, well, you're saying that Cyberpunk was updated and given all this DLC when Bethesda actually shadow dropped Oblivion Remastered, which, yeah, it's right, it was a great gift to us. However, if you just read between the lines a little bit, you'd understand that it is quite literally just a bone for a dog, and we are the dogs, and the bone is Oblivion Remaster. We've been given it to basically shut up about the Elder Scrolls 6. We've been told to shut up about all of the information that we haven't got yet over this entire period of time, and they're treating us like idiots once again, unfortunately. Now, as well as that, you have Rockstar with Grand Theft Auto 6, which is showing a level of reliability that is quite hard to overlook. Now, development started years ago, but they've actually kept fans in the loop with two trailers. The first in December 2020 that introduced Vice City's return, and then another on December 2025 that showcased even more gameplay. Now, when there was actually a delay in the game, they told us and gave us that trailer. These trailers aren't just for hype, but they actually gave us concrete looks at the game, from the dynamic weather to the detailed character interactions, and Rockstar has stuck to their schedule despite delays, even apologizing for pushing it back from 2025 to 2016. They've also shared development insights through their website, social media, and are building trust with a community that has been waiting since GTA 5's 2013 launch. The difference in approach really hits home when you consider the fan experience for me. CDPR has turned Cyberpunk's redemption into a masterclass of community trust, and after that 2020 backlash, they have rebuilt the goodwill with patches, DLC, and now these rumored new quests. Rockstar 2 has a track record of delivering polished open worlds from Red Dead Redemption 2 to this upcoming GTA 6, and their steady updates keep that excitement alive. Bethesda, on the other hand, just left us all hanging since 2018 with only a vague teaser to cling to. I understand totally that they are juggling multiple projects, Starfield in 2023 and Indiana Jones, which they didn't even develop, but the lack of even a status update at a showcase like this makes me feel like it is an afterthought at this point, maybe even where other companies are giving me games that I can actually play and look forward to with confidence. It's just tough to keep my faith in a project that has been a ghost for years, and that is sort of why my excitement is shifting nearly completely elsewhere. I used to be obsessed with the Elder Scrolls series, or I still kind of am, but Skyrim was a game changer for me like it was for so many people in 2011, with its vast open world and its freedom to forge any sort of story that you wanted. Like many others, I would spend hours exploring every corner of Whiterun or hunting down numerous quests, dreaming about that next chapter, and when Bethesda dropped that 2018 teaser showing a breathtaking landscape, my excitement skyrocketed. Little did I know, in 2025 I would be sitting in my back room making videos complaining that the game isn't here. Now, over the course of my personal YouTube channel, I have made tons of Elder Scrolls series videos and basically grown most of my subscribers from being Elder Scrolls fans, that being you guys watching this video. Now, I'm going to admit to you that it is getting very tiring talking about the Elder Scrolls 6 subject, a subject that everyone wants to hear about, that we just are grasping at straws at, really. If I didn't feel obliged to actually make this kind of content for many of my viewers who expect this from me, I think a long time ago I might have tried to have moved on elsewhere, but I do unfortunately feel like I'm at a point where I'm going to have to move on elsewhere from the Elder Scrolls because I'm just so fatigued of it. I'm so fatigued of playing a reskinned 2006 game in the Oblivion Remaster, which was a nice touch, yeah, sure, but it wasn't what we actually wanted. It was a little treat for us to basically shut up. What is replacing the Elder Scrolls excitement for me are games like Cyberpunk, Grand Theft Auto, and so many others that are coming out, including The Witcher 4 as well. The shift isn't necessarily about this wait, it's just about how it feels for me. The prolonged silence as well since 2018 with just no follow-up already since 2025 has just left me questioning if I'll ever match that magic of Skyrim. I used to actually try and defend the delay, thinking Bethesda was perfecting it, but the lack of status updates at a showcase like this, or seemingly for the foreseeable future as well, just has me doubting it. That said, a small part of me does try to still hold out hope. Bethesda does have a history of surprising us with polished worlds, and if they did ever drop a concrete update about the status of it, maybe my excitement could spark again. But for now, my passion has unfortunately shifted to other games that are moving forward, and I'm starting to wondering if Elder Scrolls 6 will feel like a relic by the time it arrives. It is a tough realization, but the more I see it from other titles, the less I find myself caring about Tamriel's next chapter, and that is a worrying sign for me. I don't want the game to release next week with a shadow drop and millions of us be happy about it. I want actual updates in regards to the progress of the game and what we can expect going forward. I want to know that there's actual work going on with this game. I want to know some sort of details that we can actually talk to about with each other, we can actually speculate with. Do I think we're going to get anything in the next year? No, I actually would be surprised if we get something in the next 2 years at this point, because in their mind they've given us Oblivion Remastered, which should last us for about 5 years from their point of view, and that is just not enough. The more time that goes on, the more insulting it really really does get for me, the fact that we're just not informed about anything, the fact that we're tossed these little treats and expected to eat it up. I'm not saying that if any sort of news or speculation comes out about the Elder Scrolls 6 that I won't be excited. Of course, a little part of me will be happy to hear it, but it won't be as happy as I would have been a few months ago because it's being fizzled out of me at this point. My advice to anyone else who may be sharing these sort of feelings as me is to go ahead and look at other game franchises, explore them and experience them, and maybe then you'll get that sort of sense of how far the Elder Scrolls franchise is in comparison to these. When we get some news about it, great, we'll come back and actually get a little bit excited maybe, unless it's 5 years down the line, of course. But until then, let's go ahead, take a look at some other games, enjoy them, and then we can come back to this when something relevant actually pops up, because as of right now, I'm almost done with it. But please let me know in the comments what you actually think. Am I completely valid in my opinion, or am I completely wrong? I want you to share your opinion with me, and let me know how you actually feel. Thank you very much for watching this video as well. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe if you have made it this far, and have a great rest of your day.